Welcome back to True Power Comics. Today we're diving deeper into the realm of superhero tragedy as we continue our journey through the most heart-wrenching deaths in comic book history. Part 2. And if you enjoyed today's video, let us know by leaving a like. Coming in with our number 1, the tragic tale of Elektra, a character whose death left a lasting impact on the life of Matt Murdock, better known as Daredevil. Elektra shared a complicated history with Murdock as his former lover and also his primary adversary, which is a pretty awkward love story if you ask me. Elektra and Bullseye, both formidable foes fighting for the position of the Kingpin's top assassin. In a twisted game, they are pitted against each other with the survivor claiming the coveted role and the loser facing an untimely demise. The stakes are high, and the battle between Elektra and Bullseye rages on. In the pages of Daredevil 181, penned and illustrated by the incomparable Frank Miller, the tensions reaches its peak. The combatants are evenly matched, their skills and ferocity pushing the limits. But alas, fate takes a cruel turn. Bullseye, again, gains the upper hand, seizing one of Elektra's own size and thrusting it right through her chest. It's a devastating blow, and yet Elektra, indomitable spirit, keeps her alive, if only for a fleeting moment. Seeking solace and shelter, Elektra makes her way to Matt Murdock's apartment, where she breathes her last breath in his arms. It's a moment that reverberates through the pages of the Daredevil and stands as one of the most significant deaths in Marvel Comics history. Our number 2. Well folks, get ready for a wild ride into the bizarre and twisted corners of superhero storytelling. Because in the midst of the Others event, Spider-Man meets his demise in a fierce battle against Morlun. But hold on, because it turns out that Spider-Man's body was nothing more than a discarded husk, and it was shed so that he could be revived within a cocoon beneath the broken bridge. Now I know that sounds weird, and it is. So during this peculiar period, as Peter's discarded skin rests peacefully in Stark Tower, an unexpected twist unfolds. A swarm of pirate spiders devours the abandoned skin, only to merge and transform into a human female form, an entity proclaiming itself as Spider-Man's other. Yes, you heard that right. A female entity created from a horde of spiders, now calling itself Miss Arrow. But let's fast forward to Miss Arrow's demise, a tale as barbaric as it is odd. Kidnapping Flash Thompson as her captive, Miss Arrow tries to impregnate him with an egg sac that would hatch thousands of spider babies, resulting in Flash's demise. But here comes Spider-Man, determined to save the day. However, upon spotting Spider-Man, Miss Arrow decides to target our web-slinging hero instead. But before she can carry out her peculiar plan, Betty Brant, armed with a shotgun, blasts the egg sac, killing thousands of spider babies. As the chaos ensues, Arrow attempts to flee, and the pursuit leads them to an aviary where a swarm of birds descends upon Arrow, eating up all the massive spiders, feasting on her, the bizarre creature. But in the end, one spider survives, but that fate is quickly sealed as Spider-Man squashes it beneath his boot. Ouch. We're about to dive into a twisted tale that proves that even superheroes can have their moments of dark humor and disturbing encounters. With our number 3, The Punisher. Renowned for his lone wolf persona and brutal methods, the Punisher decides to team up with none other than the gruff and resilient Wolverine. What could possibly go wrong, you ask? Well, let's just say it's a partnership that takes an unexpected and truly bizarre turn. In the pages of Punisher number 17, the Punisher and Wolverine find themselves facing off against a group of mafia goons. Now one might expect this odd pairing to work together in harmony, but alas, that's not quite how things work out. In a moment that defies all logic and expectation, the Punisher, true to his unpredictable nature, turns his deadly arsenal against the fellow vigilante. Yeah, you heard that right. Frank Castle aims his guns at Wolverine, delivering a rather unconventional blow that no hero would ever wish to endure. With a series of ruthless shots, the Punisher blasts Wolverine's testicles off, and then proceeds to target his face. And if that weren't enough, he goes for the grand finale, running over Wolverine with the steamroller. Ouch. But before you jump to conclusions, it's worth noting that Wolverine doesn't exactly meet his demise from the encounter, and to be fair, Castle's intentions wasn't to kill him, but rather to remove him as an obstacle in his past. But let's face it, this twisted and utterly shocking turn of events is too strange to leave off our list, even if it is extremely confusing. Our number 4, Ultimatum, a crossover event that left fans with mixed feelings. In this tale, the aftermath of Magneto's devastating actions takes center stage. While the series might not have been well received by fans, it's undeniably delivered some of Marvel's most gruesome deaths. The alternate version of the Blob, a mutant known for his less than friendly demeanor. However, in Ultimatum, this version of the Blob takes his nastiness to a whole new level. Now let's be honest, we've all seen Blob and thought to ourselves, that's the first guy to go cannibal in a bad situation. Am I right? Well, in a shocking turn of events, the Blob's threat of cannibalism becomes a horrifying reality. His insatiable appetite leads him to commit a gruesome act. When Iron Man arrives at the Triskelion searching for the Wasp during an apocalyptic event, he instead discovers the Blob indulging in a lifeless body of the fallen heroine. It's a scene that shocks even the mightiest of heroes, leaving them shaken and disturbed. The Wasp's ex-husband Hank Pym, given the gravity of the situation and the brutal fate that has befallen his former spouse, responds in a way that left fans even more shocked, which leads us to our number 5. Yet another shocking moment in the infamous Ultimatum series. Brace yourself, dear readers, as we dive into the aftermath of the Blob's grotesque acts and witness the visceral reaction of none other than Hank Pym, the giant man himself. In a scene that leaves little to imagination, Hank Pym arrives at the Triskelion, only to discover the horrifying sight of his ex-wife, the Wasp, lying on the floor with her entrails hanging from the Blob's ravenous mouth. Fueled by a potent mix of anger, grief, and a desire for vengeance, Pym's emotions reach a boiling point. Harnessing his ability to grow colossal proportions, he oversizes the Blob and does something that would make even the strongest stomachs turn. With an enraged bite, Pym tears off the Blob's head, a gruesome and repulsive act that mirrors the shocking brutality prevalent in the Ultimatum series. But fear not, fellow readers, for Pym doesn't consume the severed head. No, he spits it out onto the ground, leaving his fellow teammates in a state of utter shock and disgust. Truly, this is a moment that lingers in the minds of those who have witnessed it, adding another layer of darkness to a series that struggled to make its impact felt. And last but never least, our number 6, the twisted and gruesome world of Marvel Zombies. The Marvel Universe takes a dark turn as a zombie plague engulfs our heroes. No healing factor or superhuman strength can save them from the insidious virus. With each turn of the page, we witness the grim fate that befalls our favorite characters, either succumbing to the infection or becoming a feast for their undead counterparts. But it's the fate of Peter Parker, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, that sends shivers down our spine. As he's succumbing to the virus, Peter swings off in search of his loved ones, Aunt May and Mary Jane, driven by a primal instinct to protect them both. But alas, he arrives, the virus starts taking over and causing him to lose control. And he does something that leaves every reader gasping with shock. In a horrifying twist, Peter, the man defined by his unwavering love for his family, does the unimaginable. He devours them both. The most disturbing elements of this ghastly act are left to our imagination, hidden in the shadows of the panel. Yet the mere suggestion of Peter Parker, the epitome of a hero, turning into a cannibalistic monster, adds an extra layer of darkness to the story, and is the reason why the Ultimatum story, Marvel Zombies, is absolutely horrifying. And there you have it for the top 6 most tragic deaths in superhero comics, part 2. If you enjoyed this series so far, please hit that like button. If there was a superhero or a death or a villain that we missed in this, please let us know in the comments section. And if you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button for more content. Thank you.